I'm going to talk first about Kate. These aren't the actual people, needless to say. But Kate's mother approached me and she said, Kate is not getting her college applications done. I don't know what's going on in her head. I don't know why she's not doing it. Would you mind working with her? Because we can't seem to get her to move to the next level. I said I'd be more than happy to. And I'm wondering, and she's in high school. She was one of my first high school students. And I thought, not sure she's really ready for this, but let's see what happens. She called me. She left me a message as eloquent as any CEO I've ever worked with. Completely clear about when she was available, how she was looking forward to meeting with me, what she hoped to gain out of it. It was wonderful. And she came and met with me, and we talked about her college applications and what her thoughts were, and she had some colleges in mind. She said she thought she might want to be a nurse, and we left, and whenever a client meets with me, they leave with goals, and the goal was similar to homework. Her goal was to come back with at least 2 applications done the following week. The following week she came back, the applications, none were done. And I said, okay, what happened? Well, I have a part-time job, I'm in sports, I'm doing all these things. And she didn't get the applications done. Okay, what's your goal for this week? 2 applications. Comes back again. Do you have your applications done? At least 1, nothing, okay? I said, it's really not worth it for you to come to me. Let's figure out what's going on. Well, I'm just really, really busy. Nothing's going on, nothing's happening. The 3rd week, she comes back. Anybody want to guess what happened? Somebody want to answer that and get a snack?
She didn't do them again.
That's right. Do you want a snack?
I'll have chocolate.
Okay. I think about snacks. Okay, so she came back, and I apologize, these were sitting next to the laptop, and they're a little melted. You might need them a minute. Okay, so she came back, and her applications weren't done. And I said, okay, Kate, your parents are paying me to work with you, and we're not getting anywhere, and this, I don't know that I'm helping you. Can we really try and get to the bottom of this? And she looked at me and she said, I don't know what it is. I said, do you want to go to college? She said, yes. I said, are these the colleges you want to go to? Yes. Do you want to be a nurse? Yes, I think so. How is that going to happen if you don't do these applications? And she was probably halfway through first semester senior year, which was about the time that they needed to get done. And so she said, okay, no, I want all those things. I said, then can you tell me why you're not doing it? And she looked at me and she said, do you promise me that you don't tell my parents what I say in these sessions, which of course, attorneys, coaches, consultants, counselors, we don't tell anybody what goes on in a private session. And she started to cry and she said, I'm embarrassed. I think my parents are going to be embarrassed. And I said, embarrassed by what? And she said, the choice of schools that I can get into. She wasn't the 4.0 plus student. And as it turned out, her older sister was. And her older sister was at what most people would consider a very prestigious school. And she felt as if the schools that she had an opportunity to get into were not prestigious. So we talked about that a little bit, and was that really important? And I reminded her that I couldn't imagine a parent in the world that wouldn't be thrilled with her. She had a part-time job. Her grades were very good. They may not have been incredible, but they were very good. She was on a sports team. I mean, you name it. She was doing great. So we talked about it, and we talked about what she would do. She was going to go home, and her assignment for that week was to go home and talk to her parents about this. And I helped her write a script because she wasn't sure how she'd go about talking to them about this. So we wrote the script, she went home, and the next week she came back, and she said, yes, I have spoken to my parents about this. And I said, and they said, and she said, they said they're proud of me, and they love me, and they'll be happy with anything I do. They're not worried about the name brand school. So she still hadn't done any applications, but we had really gotten through it, something at this point. Next step was, okay, so what are you going to do? And she said, well, I'm not really sure if I want to be a nurse or not. I said, okay, well, how are you going to decide that? Well, it turned out there was another fear to uncover here. She wasn't doing incredibly well in an AP bio or chemistry class. So do you want to sit in the front, or do you want to grab a chair and sit in the back? But regardless, so her thought process was, how can I be a nurse if I'm not doing well in this AP class? And how do I even know that's what I want to do? So we talked about it. Again, how are you going to know if that's what you want to do? And she decided that she had been offered many times to do a job shadow. She decided to go forward and do that. She did it in that week, and she came back and she said, the next week was great. She said, I filled out 2 applications. I went and did a job shadow. I met a lot of nurses. They told me that not everybody gets straight A's in AP Bio or AP Chem. and they're still good nurses. They told me that I have the right heart for it and the right attitude, and she left feeling great. And it was wonderful because she finally had overcome those fears, which we all have in different ways. And it was interesting because after she did all the applications and she finally got accepted to a school that she was excited about, a few months later I heard from her and she said, okay, we have to go over that fear exercise again. And I said, okay, what's happening? And she said, I'm afraid I'm not going to do well in college. So then we had to talk about, well, why are you afraid? What could that be? What is that idea? So there's these fears that we all have, and that's really what a lot of coaching comes down to, is helping people uncover what their fears are.